Hey guys, today I'm making homemade spaghetti sauce with some tomatoes that my mom and sister both donated to me because they had really good crops this year. So I'm just gonna cut the bottoms, blanch them, peel them, and then we will throw it all in the Instant Pot with a bunch of other good stuff and see if we can't make some good spaghetti sauce. So I've already got my pot of water boiling, and so I read that we should just put an X on the bottom, which I have apparently got the dullest knife on the planet. Yeah, that one's not doing it for me. How about this one? Oh, there we go. Now, put an X in and we just drop it in apparently. And it said to just do it for a couple of seconds, or up to a minute. So kind of like when you do peaches. I've done that a few times. And I've got a pot or a sink full of ice water for an ice bath after. So the recipe that I'm going to follow for the spaghetti sauce, it's not my own, so I will put a link to it below. And she said in her recipe that you don't have to peel them because you will blend them with the emulsion blender at the end, so it'll just blend up the skins. So this one's split, so that tells me that the skin is good and ready. Here we go. So they're starting, the skins are already starting to come off, so apparently that was just the right amount of time. Next batch. Of course, some of these are very dirty. But I'm boiling them, so I guess it doesn't matter. My husband is out there putting his derby car back on the trailer since we got hay.
It's already done.
Already done?
Yep, moving the other truck.
You rock. So I'm just going to keep blanching these tomatoes until I've got them all done, and then I'll be back when we get ready to start slicing and dicing them. Okay, so we've got them all blanched. They've all been put in the soaky bath. And I'm just going to take a bucket and peel. And of course they get nice and slippery. Not as bad as peaches though. Peaches get crazy amounts of slippery. Alright. And so we're just gonna peel all the tomatoes. I will say, putting a little X in the bottom of it makes it real simple. I have a cat climbing up here. Kitty, did you want tomatoes? I suggest you get off the stove before you burn your feet. Kitty, down. Thank you. I think the kid would be a little upset if I let his cat burn her paws. Then again, it's really her fault. So. Well, Kitty, you're just bound and determined you're coming up here, aren't you? Okay, so I've finished peeling all the tomatoes, so now we just need to cut them up and get them ready to go in the pot. And I missed a peel, but that's okay because it'll come off when we cut them all up. Oh, that's a big heavy pot. Okay, so I don't want to waste any juicy goodness, so I'm going to leave it sticking off here a little bit towards the bowl. And we're just going to cut them up. welcome back everybody. This is a whole new day, as you can tell by the attire. My battery died, so I had to go ahead and just make the first batch of spaghetti sauce by myself, which is okay that you didn't watch because, you know, I made a big mess and got splattered all over my shirt. It was a thing. So we're going to make the second batch now. The first batch turned out great, but let's see if we can make this batch even better. So, like I said, the recipe that I'm using, I will link to it below. And here we go. So it calls for getting your Instant Pot hot before you add your oil and your veggies. So we're going to let it get warm. So while this is cooking, I'm going to make a homemade apple pie from another recipe, because I can't create recipes very well, but I can follow them and alter them just fine. There's been lots of really great reviews on them, so I'm assuming they know what they're talking about. I tasted the first batch of spaghetti sauce and I was missing a couple things, and it was really good. So now that I have all the ingredients, it's going to be even better. Yep, we're hot now. Alright, 4 tablespoons. And I'm really good at, you know, measuring. So, it's 1 small onion. Yay! It's sizzling. It means I waited long enough. So 1 small onion. And we cook that until it becomes translucent. While it is doing that, I will roadmap it for you. So I put all of my spices here. And we have in this container here, let's see, kosher salt, pepper, cocoa powder, basil, Italian seasoning, red pepper flakes, oregano, parsley, and I went ahead and threw 2 bay leaves in, so yeah, I guess I am altering it just a touch, but I love bay leaf in a fresh tomato sauce. And really, it doesn't take very long for these to get ready. So, just to give you a look. In here, just doing their thing. Okay, so don't get it so close to the pot because you fog up. Anyway, okay, just fogged up my glasses. The problems with being short. Alright, so it's starting to become translucent. So now we're going to add our garlic, and we are only going to add it for a couple of seconds. It says 30 seconds in there because we don't want it to burn. Because garlic does do that. So while it's doing its 30 seconds, I will get the bags of tomatoes done. So I bagged them up from after I got them all chopped, and I've got 2 bags of them. And I'm going to call that 30 seconds. So there's the first bag. And of course you want all the yummy juice. So just dump them right in. So this is a little bit more tomatoes than what it calls for. But I don't feel like you can ever have too many tomatoes. And it's underneath the max capacity sign thing, so we should be good. So it says to stir it a little bit. And then you literally drop everything else in. Let me just double check myself. Yep. So we're going to add the red wine. And, oh, it smells so good. I'm using a wine that is local here in Indiana. It's actually in downtown Indianapolis. And it says to use a red. So that's what I did. And, you know, the rest of the red gets to be my little gift to myself for cooking. And we dump in all of the seasonings. And then mix it up. I went ahead and pulled the bay leaves out. I'm going to put those in here in a minute. But I didn't want to crack them all over the place. I want them to do what they're supposed to do. And it looks just like a horrible mess. We've got a little gander here. There is my horrible mess. But oh, it turns out so yummy. So we're going to drop in the bay leaves. I'm just going to tuck them in there a little bit. so that they can get all yummy. Okay, and now we're gonna add the tomato paste. Now with the tomato paste, you don't want to stir it in or else you're gonna get a burn notice at the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and turn this off. And I've got one 6-ounce can and a 12-ounce can. So I've got my 3 cans, basically. And literally just gonna dot the tomato paste on top. As it's doing its pressure and as things mix and the tomatoes put off even more juice, it will mix, and then you won't have, I didn't wear it, and then you won't have the burn notice. Oh, there it is. Okay. And we just put it on top. I'm real excited to see how this one turns out, because the other one that I was missing a few ingredients, it turned out fabulous. I love it. But I'm expecting even more amazing things from this one because I'm following the recipe properly. I was missing the red wine last time because all I had was white. And I was missing another can of tomato paste. I only had 2. And I didn't have any basil. Like, how do you make tomatoes or spaghetti sauce without basil? Alright, so it's just sitting on top. Now, literally, you close it and let it go. Okay, so you put the top on. Turn it to seal it. Make sure it's on seal, because I'm real bad about that. And pressure cook manual for 25 minutes. Manual 25. You can see I already did it because it's already there. All right, and just literally let it go. Now, the awesome thing about this one is you don't have to worry about how many minute release or quick release. You literally turn it off as soon as it dings, and when it comes down to pressure, then you open it. You don't do any release on it. So it sits and cooks for a while. So 25 minutes, we're gonna let it go. It came out of the Instant Pot, I don't know, about a half an hour ago. I pulled it out because the pin had finally dropped, and I have not blended it yet. So got my handy dandy emulsion blender, and you want to make sure that it's cooled down quite a bit before you do this part, because as I learned, you will get splattered if you are not really careful, because this dude is really strong. So we're gonna hold on to it, and we're gonna put it in here. I'm gonna do little bursts so that I don't wear it. So this is why they say that you can leave the skins on if you want. See, now it suctions to the bottom. Alright. It is just that difficult. And now it looks like spaghetti sauce. And it is oh so good. The red wine gives it a deeper body. And if you taste it before you blend it, it's not going to be the right taste. But now that it's blended, oh, that is so good. I will probably go ahead and add some sugar to this because this one is a little more bitter. Alright, so 2 teaspoons of sugar. And I've got a ½ teaspoon here because that's what I had clean. So 1, 2, and Graydon wants to know why he doesn't have to, or why he has to learn fractions and all that fun stuff. Well, this is him. Okay, now we're gonna give her a stir. It's all smooth and wonderful. It is velvety, but it still has some body to it. And I did not add, other than that wine, I didn't add any other liquids to it. So let's see here. It's very good. Super yummy. And you can taste all the spices. So I will call the spaghetti sauce a win. The apple pie, I cannot wait to find out if it's a win. It looks amazeballs. So I'm gonna call this done for today. So thanks for joining along. I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks.